Get in, nerds. We are playing Victoria 3. This is going to be our first attempt to actually get the Panama Canal Zone from the United States, and we're just going to try to fight for it. So here we go. Let's ban slavery. Going to go ahead and confirm, and then we'll add this in as a war goal when the time comes. I'm also going to go ahead and cancel all of these glass works, because we're going to finish out our current construction queue and then be good to go. And I'm doing that because I need those gold mines. So we'll go ahead and unpause this. They have said no. We will call in. We have a number of people we can call in. We can bring in Prussia, we can bring in Britain, and we can bring in Italy. So, right away, we'll go ahead and mobilize all our armies. And we actually have two fronts over here. I'm going to put our main army on one of them, our secondary army on the other, and then our tertiary army on the main one. Let's just make sure we're on aggressive for all of these. This army needs another general. Meticulous and artillery commander, absolutely. Dios mio, a liberal. Oh, right. I need to actually add the war goal. So, I can do a return state. I can do a take treaty port. Alright, so there's no treaty port options available here. And then a conquer state. Alright, an American Panama is not in there. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and return state on American Panama, and we're going to add this to the primary war goal. That's going to cause us 2 infamy, shouldn't be that big of a deal. I'm just going to go to speed 4 while we let the escalation tick up, and actually, let's go ahead and raise our conscripts. Cool. That should be completely sufficient, assuming we can get the allies we need. I'm going to bring in some ammunition, because we absolutely need ammunition. We'll bring it in from Austria. So that is costing us a pile of cash, but that's alright. Here we go. So, first things first. Britain would accept a call ally. I will call my ally. Getting Britain into this thing is my primary goal here. Britain has been swayed. So, next step, I can bring in Prussia or Italy. Italy would accept a ban slavery war goal on American Senegal. That's interesting. I'm definitely for that. What about Prussia? War goals. Liberate. Well, interesting. They would accept a bunch of different liberate options. So, let's go ahead and pull Italy in with the... or this is still Prussia. We're still in Prussia. Alright. Let's grab Prussia first, maybe? Because Prussia's army is a lot stronger than Italy's. Alright, country. Let's see. They're skeptical that we would actually help them do it, but I'm not going to try to liberate the CSA. That's so extreme. But maybe Florida. Alright, so Prussia's in this thing, and then we'll pull in Italy with a war goal to ban slavery in Senegal. Alright, Italy sides with Brazil. America is fearful. They're trying to grab South Cameroon and get war reparations from us. So I think at this point our chances are pretty good. Let's see if our European allies are sending forces. They're sending some forces. Let's go ahead and put the Armada Nacional over here to see if they can't block up supply from getting over there. No one has a special convoy raiding thing, but we can do some convoy raiding. Belgium sides with Great Britain on something unrelated. There's no one else we can sway. South Cameroon, huh? I'm trying to get South Cameroon from Great Britain. Well, that's wild. Force comparison's looking good over here. So once we do that, it's just going to be a matter of landing the necessary troops to actually make a difference. I might try to grab Jalisco as my primary sort of staging point and then move up from Mexico, because I don't think they've got a great situation. And their overall situation is pretty rough, because they've got a lot of infamy, and because they are, they're a slave power. All right, our construction queue is nearly finished. The war is going to pop off with the sides as they currently are. So I'm feeling pretty confident. Of course, America's ability to grow its forces is quite large, but it's got all of them in the Yankeedom HQ. So, the New England HQ. So I'm actually feeling reasonably confident. So the first thing we'll do is we'll grab the Panama Canal Zone, because that's the thing we ultimately need here. All right. So, first things first, the Panama Canal Zone is sorted. So that's actually a huge feather in my proverbial cap. So next up, we want to grab the Brazilian 4th Army and naval invade Rio Grande. It's going to take 2 weeks. I don't know that they can get an army there in time, so we'll see if we can actually make that happen. If we can, we'll move troops in, and then we'll have a front in the United States. Here's an American fleet. That's going to be able to lock us up, but we should be able to still win. We'll see if that happens. America's navies are pretty weak at this time, so I'm hoping for a good result. Alright, yes, allies are getting fleets in the area. We're gonna have a naval battle here or something? Alright, here we go. Alright, we are winning. Beautiful. And here's another naval battle. We are winning as well. They're trying to ram. We're trying to pursue an orthodox strategy. We'll see if it pays off. And that is a success. They still haven't been forced to flee. Cash is going up. So I'm optimistic overall. If we can continue to win naval battles, we can... Ooh, did we just have a land battle? We did just have a land battle. Alright. So, let's get that paused. And let's go ahead and grab the... I'm going to grab the 1st Brazilian army and put them on the front. And our European allies should be able to send... forces at this time. So, what's our military... Our objective, I think, is... What's the capital? Is the capital Virginia? No. Is it still D.C.? Yes. But we're going for Florida as a war goal, so let's set the capital... let's set Florida as the war goal. Finances are not looking nearly as good. I think Great Britain just stopped their bankroll. Yes. Alright, the whole American army is showing up here. So, as soon as they actually get here, we're going to need to go on the defense until our allies in Europe actually show up to try to... Wait a minute, I don't think they can invade us, so... Maybe I'll pull this army back. Alright, beautiful. Now they're forced to withdraw back through our territory. We are continuing to advance. Alright, force comparison's looking very bad, but we've got some European allies arriving here. Enemy force comparison is very strong at this point. Our armies are on the front. Britain, come through! Alright, perfect. We have actually a good number of Allied troops arriving. Force comparison is not great, but our strength is increasing. They do have war support protection at this stage. We are going to need to take the capital anyway, so we'll definitely end up doing that, or trying to do it at least. We've got a few more Allied forces coming in. This force comparison is not great. I really... it's a risk, but I'm going to send all my armies over here. Maybe I'll pull the third army back once the maybe I'll pull the fourth army back once the third army is in place. But maybe I won't. I don't think America's going to be able to invade me. And they don't... And American Senegal doesn't have any ships. Plus, they're also pretty well occupied by Italian troops already. Force comparison's still looking good. Or, not, I should say. It was looking dicey for a while, but it's looking better now. And with us bringing another army in, I'm just going to go ahead and declare neutrality in all these other diplomatic plays. I really don't think they're going to matter for me as Brazil. And if this can work, then we'll get ourselves a canal zone, and that'll be really nice. And then I'll have to spend a lot of time improving relations with the United States, because, whoo boy, are they going to be salty that I stole their canal zone. They haven't built a canal here already, right? No. Alright, force comparison's looking really, really solid. We got 3 battles happening. We're winning this one. We are winning this one. And we're winning this one. A lot of Prussian troops over here. Feeling pretty confident in our overall capabilities. Our allies' war supports are holding. America's war support is continuing to tick down. Like, the one thing we're worried about is not being able to get what we need. Occupation of what we need while the enemy has... while the war continues and our allies abandoning us. That's really the concern. Got another rubber rush event. I'm going to say this place seems the most effective. That's always the thing I say. Armies are off the front. Are you going to the front? Yes, you are. Are you going to the front? Yes, you are. And what about you? Yes, all right. So I'm going to actually grab intelligentsia petition government. For freedom of conscience? No, you must understand the present situation does not allow for this. I think I might grab the 4th Brazilian Army and try to naval invade DC. Try to pull a nice cheeky naval invasion out of that. We're going to see if this is going to work. The chances it's going to work are not high, but we're doing pretty well on this front, and force comparison is amazing. So, all right. Well, we at least drew some troops away from the main front. We drew a lot of troops away from the main front. This gambit might have actually genuinely worked. Hey, there's improved fertilizer. Wonderful. Let's get our fertilizer plants running the improved fertilizer method. And then we can get at least some of our farms using even more fertilizer. We're doing it for all of them. I completely run myself out of fertilizer? I haven't. But I can definitely bring in more. Let's get it from Prussia. Aniline is spreading, that's alright. That's just fine. America does have war support protection at this time. I am losing this naval invasion, but, you know, we're winning on the main front. So, the thing that we're really hoping for is that we can cross this entire area without, is that we can cross this entire area without, maybe I should have invaded farther north, but I wanted to invade someplace where I knew the enemy didn't have any troops. Alright, Arkansas is occupied. And currently we're in Tennessee. This is gonna be a heckin' war. Trade agreement with Prussia? Absolutely. I could get a trade agreement with France as well, I think. No. They would not allow it. We are once again losing a naval invasion battle, but again, I am where I want to be. We've got troops in the places we need them. I don't know why someone's trying to occupy Oklahoma here. What we need is Tennessee, then Virginia, then D.C. I think we can still get there. I hope it doesn't lead to a weird front splittage where we end up having northern and southern fronts that operate differently, because that would be an absolutely enormous headache. We got armies off the front again. Y'all going to the front? Yes. Y'all going to the front? Yes. All right. This is one of those things that's just like a large headache for me personally. I don't like the way it makes me nervous when my armies just sort of bounce around the front. This battle's a success. This battle's a for sure success. Little by little. Rubber barons, local authorities, and elements of the Catholic Church are divided on the best direction to shape the Amazonian peoples of Mato Grosso. Every argument, however, is rooted in self-interest. Both her husband and her son's hands were struck red. Priests and nuns had brought canes upon the boy for dancing in the halls and reciting the old stories. The patrons and forcers believed the man had adulterated the rubber he tapped. If the men of the lash did not work them to death, she thought, the men of the single god would drive their souls to death. Education is distraction. Their hands are for labor. Catholic Church gets salty. That doesn't actually bother me, but it's going to produce increased radicals from discrimination. So I'm going to go with the second one. We shall make Brazilians a vignette. This will give us an assimilation bonus at the cost of making the landowners unhappy, which I never bother myself about whatsoever. Our allies' war support is continuing to be high. Ooh! We got our naval invasion. Alright, so now that we are holding the American capital, I'm going to set these two armies on defend. I'm going to grab my Brazilian Third Army and try my level best to reinforce over here. And America should have decaying war support. Okay, they have decaying war support. So, if I queue in all the options, all my allies will say yes. America will say yes. Let's do it. Beautiful. And now, Panama is ours. Let's build ourselves a canal. Whew! And Florida. Florida exists. How is America's relations with America are still cordial? I can't improve them, because I've been damaging them. Alright, let's be happier together now. I got what I wanted. Ugh. What a silly situation. Oh my goodness. We got repeaters spreading. It's 1890. It's kind of shocking I didn't have repeaters already. We've lost a general, so we'll go ahead and deal with that. There's an election. Free trade parties really gained a lot of steam. Let's see who we got here. This guy's a celebrity commander. Charismatic, direct, seems like a good dude. Floriano Peixoto, but he is an authoritarian. This guy aligns with the intelligentsia. He's a jingoist. Let's grab him. I wonder if there are people who know Brazilian history screaming in the comments about the characterization of that particular guy. Alright, so here is ironclads unlocked. So, can we upgrade our navies right away? Is a question. We can. So, first things first, we're going to move our shipyards, at least some of them, over to producing steamships. We're going to move all of our ports over to industrial port methods. And then we're going to start upgrading our man-o-wars to ironclads. We're going to let a week go by, and we're going to see how this impacts our market. We're still really short on coal, actually. I can build coal mines like there's no tomorrow. So let's go ahead and do that. I've got plenty of labor here. Labor is a little short in those other areas. Uh, Ecuador's got heckin' labor available. Antioquia's got labor available. And the Canal Zone is short on labor as well, so we'll leave that for now. I am also going to repeal one of my consumption taxes. I'm going to repeal the fruit one and throw one on porcelain. That'll give me 1 decree's worth of stuff to take care of. We'll put that in Panama. That's a greener grass campaign. That's going to make immigration to Panama happen, and that's going to help us by ensuring that the Panama Canal can have enough labor to function. All right. If I wanted to go really buck wild, I could annex Venezuela. Actually, that's going to cause me a lot of infamy. But maybe now's the right time. Netherlands and France are on opposite sides of a war, which is interesting. If it's going to cost me this much infamy, this might be my last chance to do it. On the other hand, I've done a really dicey war in this episode already, and I might want to just kind of chill and not push my luck here. So, it looks like our shipyards producing the new ships are the most profitable. And even the ones producing the old ships are not profitable if we leave them doing that. So we're going to go ahead and put them all producing new ships. And then military ships. Oh, cripes. I didn't switch the military shipyards over. That probably created a shortage of ironclads. I think we need to dock this fleet in order to actually repair them. I heard that somewhere. It might be right. Heck of coal mines. Chile wants to enter into treaty. Absolutely, Chile. And we got Croatians immigrating. That's wonderful. Infamy is still pretty low for grabbing these two countries. I'm going to do that eventually. Chile and Argentina are going to be part of our grand South American empire. I should look out for an opportunity to get another bankroll. Well, some of our naval shipyards are still... Well, the ones in Rio de Janeiro are still producing steamships. Polish mass immigration. Excellent. Alright, so now that they're docked, they're in the process of upgrading. So eventually, our shipyards are going to be able to be profitable. Still, I think I'm going to switch them, because I've only got half my navy on the iron-skinned method, and the rest on the old wooden method. Alright, there's ironclads, a doctrine of iron and steam. The introduction of vessels with metal-skinned hulls represents nothing less than a revolution in naval warfare. Near impervious to traditional types of shot, Admiral Miguel van den Kolk assures us that Brazilian dominion of the seas will be absolute. While wooden ships with iron men might beat iron ships with wooden men, it sure doesn't hurt to have the armor on our side. This will make our line of battle invincible, 10% defense. Metal bows, metal rams, what could go wrong? 20% offense, minus 10% defense. While Brazil rules the waves, extra power projection, extra prestige from Navy power projection. I'm going to go with the first one. I like having stronger navies, always. Literacy is basically continuing to rise. Let's take a look at innovation and make sure we're still capped out. We are capped out. Excellent. I'm going to need to build new universities at some point. That's for sure. So like I was saying, I need to look for another opportunity to help someone fight a relatively easy war in exchange for huge wads of cash, because that's been a strategy that I've had a lot of success using. Florida. Who's leading Florida? President Wyndham Curry, an insignificant power with no battalions. 34% literacy. Standard of living 11. 265,000 people. GDP 250,000. Sounds like there's a lot of Florida man jokes in the making. I don't know. I want to look up this flag. Let me see. A Protestant Dixie culture. That sounds shocking. Conservative agenda, defend the borders, expand resource industries. Neat. Make sure to stay hydrated, kids. France is doing some conquests in Senegal. Do I have more interests I could declare? I could be interested in Senegal. There's a lot going on in Africa. Let's do it. In fact, I probably don't need interests in all of these locations. I'm going to leave one off of Arabia and grab Congo as an interest. That'll let me get some more visibility to all this. Everything that's going on. Brazilian naval power is still good. We're about halfway there at this point. I think maybe just over halfway. Yeah, we're just over halfway. So we've maintained the naval power that we need for a goodly amount of time. How's the canal? Canal's still a lot of weeks away. Oh boy, that's going to take forever. We have a construction efficiency debuff because of the turmoil. And because the territory isn't fully incorporated yet. But hopefully that'll sort itself out. Britain is going after Prussia? After Japan. To get a treaty port in Kyushu. That's fun. Alright. Alright, we finished our relation improvements. Let me see if they don't need our help. Which no one should be surprised by. Oh, Russia sides with Japan. That's interesting. Belgium sides with Great Britain. What if you gave me huge piles of cash? How about then? Excellent. So we're going to mobilize the forces. Can we station an army in the area? We can. Oh my gosh, Britain's already got some holdings in China. I'm going to leave the 3rd Brazilian army at home just for home defense. And then when Britain has itself a naval invasion, I'll go there. Actually, maybe... Are you done upgrading? You are done upgrading. Maybe I'll do a naval invasion myself. We'll use our small army because we know that I've got a strong enough navy to actually be involved in that. Prussia's neutral. Beautiful. And once this war starts, we can have heckin' cash money every day. Oh, this is going to be great. Ooh, there's a Universal Suffrage movement. Hold on. 20%. Armed forces are going to be mad. Industrialists are going to be mad. Landowners are going to be mad. No one else is going to have any objections. 20% success chance, 37% stall chance. Let's see if we can do it. This might be a huge mistake, but we'll find out. Let me see if I can get an agitator in here. Let me see. Okay, you would definitely join. You are a radical. You would join. You're a communist. You would join. You're a Republican. You would join. You're a communist. Oh, we got a lot of people we could bring in. I guess we're accepting of a lot of cultures here. Oh, Voivodic. Actually, we're going to make you the leader of the industrialists. And that's going to drop the stall chance to 9%, 58% success chance. Wonderful. Oh, beautiful. This is excellent. We're going to Universal Suffrage. Excellent. And there's still a movement to preserve census suffrage, but it's only backed by the landowners, and nobody likes those guys, so I'm feeling pretty good. Oop. You know what? I've made a huge mistake. Mistake size is large. Oh boy, I sure hope this isn't going to be a problem. I've made a terrible error, no! That's okay. I think I still get the cash if I bail out of the war. I mean, bail out of the war. If I still fight the war, it counts. No one's got a war goal on me, right? No. Regime change in Sierra Leone. That's not anybody's business but Sierra Leone's. That's nobody's business but the Turks. Why do the Turks have business in Sierra Leone? Reasons. Let's head into Kyushu. See if we can get there and get a front going. And then we'll pull the rest of our armies back. Okay, it doesn't look like there's anyone actually going to the Panama-Antioquia front. So I'm hoping we can actually get these sorted out quickly so that we don't end up having a huge headache. Expand the rubber industry. That's very good. Rubber boom. The recent expansion of the rubber plantations in Minas Gerais has yielded extremely promising results. Brazil threatens to lead the world in rubber production. The question is not what can be done with rubber, but rather what cannot be done. There is no end to its potential utilization, and it will surely become the foundational material of the modern world. Our finest minds are developing new applications for this versatile material. We need more rubber. Alright, so you're on your way off to the front, which means 1st Brazilian Army can go over here, and we can get started. And if this naval invasion is a success, then we can get the 1st Brazilian Army immediately over to the front. Something going down in Anhalt, I'm not going to concern myself with that. Whew, this could have been a real problem if I had neglected to pay the necessary attention. And we are getting our tasty bankroll, so that's very good. We're going to have the 3rd Brazilian Army camp out in the Brazil HQ for now. And see if we can get a front established in Kyushu. Oh my gosh, we're in drafting already. Excellent. I guess it was a 57% chance. I managed to set that up. Man, everything's coming up Brazil right now. The duo. Miguel van der Kolk and Paulo de Aguilar have challenged each other to a duel to the death. The aura surrounding the two figures was like something out of a romantic novel. Paulo de Aguilar smiles. He's been rehearsing this moment before falling asleep. Miguel van... was it Van den Kolk or Van den Kolk? I'm not sure. Miguel van den Kolk. Or... yeah, Brazilian. I don't know how to pronounce that. Miguel van den Kolk, you are a foolish fool. Your insults cannot go unanswered. Pick a weapon, and we shall meet tomorrow. Let's see. So this is an admiral. This is an admiral. They're admirals. Let them fight. Definitely not a... well, Van den Kolk died, but that's all right. So we need a new leader in the Armada Nacional now. This guy's a persistent naval commander. This guy's a brave dockyard organizer. A reformer. A reformer. We're going to go with the brave one. We got another battle popping off, but Japan is actually winning. We're vastly exceeding them on technology, but they're vastly exceeding us in size, which is not shocking. There are other fronts in this war popping off. Would you bankroll me if I... No. I can't get a bankroll from France and Britain at the same time. That would be too silly. Hey, Britain, are you going to actually, like, invade Japan or something? Because, sure would be cool if you invaded Japan. I know, isn't that the thing you're kind of here to do? I guess you're invading Russia first, which makes a certain degree of sense. I don't know. I feel reasonably confident about my ability to win the the Japano-Brazilian War, but I think there might be a lot of Russians over here. Sokoto backs down. Interesting. Yeah, there's a lot of Russians in this area, and they're using proper production methods for their infantry units. Well, some of them are at least. So you know, might be a problem. But On the other hand, I don't think I necessarily need to worry about it too much. I'm doing my part in this war, and that's what matters. I'm earning my... How much cash am I getting from Great Britain right now? My £70,000 a month. Or a week, rather. I'm earning my £70,000 a week. And that's what matters. Oh, this all is very silly. Meanwhile, there's this other Brazilian army in China going, like, we're here too. We're going to follow along. We are actually winning... we are actually losing a naval battle here. Hoping that doesn't become a problem. And France is starting another diplomatic play here against Selangor, I think? Yes. Ooh, and we're in voting now. Excellent. Do you want help in this one? No? Okay. Again, very funny if we could get a double bankroll from the two major European powers. If we lose this, it's possible we'll need to break off the naval engagement. But they don't actually have a fleet here anymore, so... Okay, now we're winning. Huh, that's curious. Wait. No! No! Why would you ram? Failed attack, failed defense. Beautiful. A comedy of comedies. Failed attack, failed defense. Why do these battles keep... Okay, this time we're winning. Alright. Why do they say they both failed? I'm not sure. I don't rightly know how to assess that. Or how to assess why we still keep having a naval battle when the enemy does not have a fleet in this zone. Is it these guys? Budyoni and Dolgorukov. So who's leading the... So who's leading the Russians here? This is Leonid Orlov. Where's Leonid Orlov? Okay, there is a fleet here now. Alright, beautiful. Yes, Leonid Orlov. Alright, we're doing it. The sensicality has resumed. Well, now that we got all this cash, what can we build? We need arts academies. Oh my goodness. Well, I mean, Britain's going to call me into the war as an ally for sure, right? Maybe they aren't. We are still allies, right? We are. Are you going to bring me in on this? Backroom dealings exposed. Prominent members of the industrialists, outspoken supporters of universal suffrage, and close allies of Lyubisa Voivodek have been exposed in a corruption scandal, having exchanged political favors for personal gifts. One aid was all it took, one boy squeezing acne from his face in the right place at the right time to overhear the howling laughter, smell the rich tobacco blend, and spot Lyubisa Voivodek's new golden cufflinks. One honest fellow's word to the right ears, and it was all uncovered. I can say such the nature of politics. Or I can say throw them to the wolves and just clean up this mess. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do the second one. The third one I can get reduced enactment time, but not increase enactment chance. And that's not as beneficial to me. Here, let me join this war for an obligation. They've accepted our support. Wonderful. And I'm going to put the 3rd Brazilian army on the front. Trade agreement with Austria, absolutely. I'm going to need a little bit more government admin to cover the government admin I just sacrificed. So let's go ahead. Oh, I've got a new training method available. Excellent. Maybe that'll increase my recruitment speed. Just going to put a few more of these in Rio de Janeiro. It's going to cost us, but ultimately it's going to benefit us as well. Interesting that the Russians are not actually involving themselves over here. I'm going to halt this naval invasion. And what we're going to do is we're going to pull the 4th Brazilian army back to Brazil just in case Russia tries to get up to something funny over here. And we'll concern ourselves with making sure our allies in Britain win the fight in Britain. The capital of the rebel British faction is where? Hold on. Have I made some kind of error? Is it somewhere else? Is it in Africa? It's not. They don't have any territory in Africa. Here's another Hell on Earth event. We're going to launch an inquiry into conditions at the plantations. Oh my goodness, this episode has actually gone really, really long. So I think when we get to the middle of the current year, we're going to let it... just go ahead and let it go. We are losing this fight here, but winning... We're not winning this one over here. Or this one. Alright, but forced comparison here is looking at least a little better with our units on the front, so... maybe things will be all right. Well, one of our coffee export routes is goofed, but that's okay. And we got another event, bureaucratic imbroglio, another stall event. Lawmakers working towards the enactment of universal suffrage have found themselves mired in a particularly complex set of bureaucratic proceedings, grinding the work towards reform to a near halt. The fully developed bureaucratic apparatus compares with other organizations exactly as does the machine with the non-mechanical modes of production. That is to say, the teeth of its individual gears meet in a chord, where its gears will gnash and churn until it eventually breaks. I can say, damn this labyrinthine legal system, this increases enactment time and reduces chance, or I can cut through at least some of the red tape, which I'm going to do. That's going to reduce our bureaucracy even further, which is going to cost us more cash, but we've always got more bureaucrats, so let's go ahead and build... making sure we got enough taxation capacity everywhere. We'll go and build a few more bureaucratic centers, and I think that'll provide us with what we need. Let's build some in Sao Paulo, since we've got a lot of labor available there as well. Alright, fronts are looking good, so I think Britain's going to be sorted out. The rebel side does not have... any kind of war support protection, and they are losing at a rapid rate, so I'm feeling pretty good about that. That said, we're actually way over the amount of time we need, so I'm going to need to put a pin in it from here. Friends, it's been a good run. It's been a good episode. I've had fun. I hope you've had fun as well, and I will see you all on the other side.